Brew How-To's Kalita Wave. Hey, this is Kenneth Thomas and welcome to our Brew How-To series with Umble Coffee Company. I'm here today at beautiful Signal Mountain in Grand Tetons National Park, and we are going to teach you how to brew with the Kalita Wave. It's going to be awesome. So I want to tell you a couple things about the Kalita Wave. It is, of course, a pour-over brewer. It has a flat bottom, and that leads to a good, predictable, clean cup. The other thing that it has in it is it has 3 holes, and between the 3 holes and the flat bottom, this helps regulate the amount of water that goes through the coffee at any given time. It also prevents channeling of the water outside of the coffee, which we don't want. We want all of that water to go into the coffee and pull out that beautiful deliciousness that we love in the morning and pretty much all day. Another great thing with Kalita Wave is it has a little hole that will let the air out between your mug and your pour over device so that it doesn't bubble around the side and water and coffee drip down. Kalita Wave is engineered and designed to be very minimalistic but very sleek. It's a great pour over, especially if you're just getting introduced to coffee. This was my first, and I loved it as far as pour overs go. Another great thing about Kalita Wave pour over is the wavy design of the actual filters. What that does is that helps to conserve heat, which you want your temperature range for extraction to be between 195 and 205. It helps conserve that temperature range no matter if you have the Kalita Wave pour over that's the metallic like this, or they also have ceramic, and they also have a glass one. I like a 1 to 15 coffee to water ratio, and the way that we're going to do it today is 20 grams of coffee to a total of 300 grams of water. I like that ratio because no matter what size mug you have, you're not going to overflow it, but you can use this 1 to 15 ratio from anywhere from 20 grams of coffee all the way up to 32 grams. It'll make a really good cup. One step that you don't want to forget is you want to wet your filter. It'll do 2 things for you. One is it gets that papery taste out of your coffee, and 2, it'll preheat your actual pour over device as well as the cup itself. So you want to put a generous amount in. All right, let's get started. I have 20 grams of coffee. I went ahead and ground it because, as you can see, I'm in the middle of nowhere, but if you're at home, I would highly recommend that you grind your beans right before you brew. So I have them in here, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna put this on my scale, and this is the point where you want to tare or zero out your scale. And again, because I'm out in the middle of nowhere, I don't have a fancy kettle, but I have a very great heat conserving travel tumbler here from Mirror, and we're going to use that for our water. I got water just off a boil, which you can do if you're in the middle of nowhere, but if you're at home, you want to do water between 195 and 205. So let's get started. When you're doing this, what I recommend is start with 30 grams of water for your bloom pour, and then at 45 seconds, I would say add 100 grams, and then at 1 minute 30 total, add another 100 grams, and then at 2 minutes 30, I want you to add the rest to add up to 300. Now, if you're doing this from anywhere, like I said, from 20 grams to 32 grams, I would simply add 10 grams of water to whatever your initial bloom pour is. So if that makes sense, think about if it's a 30-gram bloom pour, then I would say 40 grams for that initial pour. And then I would still simply do the 100, 100, and then just whatever is left after that. That's gonna make it simple for you, and you'll enjoy a great cup of coffee. We're gonna go ahead and do that bloom pour. And so if you haven't already, make sure you tare your scale, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start a timer, and we'll do our initial 30 grams, just like that. And we're gonna let that bloom for a second. While that blooms, I wanna tell you, I usually do several pours because this is a fancy way to think about it, but there's more heat capacity as far as reserving the temperature of the water in this or in your gooseneck kettle compared to this device. And so it's gonna help to get your temperature right where you want it. All right, we're at 45 seconds. We're gonna do that second pour. This is gonna be 100 grams. All right, so now I'm at a total of 130 grams so far out of my 300 total, if that makes sense. As y'all have questions, please put those in the comment section down below, and make sure that you like this video. All right, we're at 1 minute 30 seconds, so we're gonna add another 100 grams. Now we're waiting for 2 minutes and 30 to complete our finish to 300 grams of coffee. Today we're using Upper 90, which is one of our coffees. Everything from Umble Coffee is specialty grade and single origin. And so Upper 90 is actually from Zambia. And it's a great coffee. It's actually one of my favorites. All right, we're at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so we're gonna do our final 70 grams of water. I would say we're perfect, but we're not. We went over just a little bit, and it's okay if you go over. That's just part of it. So we're at 305, but it's still gonna make a great cup of coffee. When you're doing this, you want your coffee to finish between 3 minutes and 3 minutes and 45 seconds. If you finish longer than that, then you need a coarser grind the next time when you do your coffee. If you finish completely before 3 minutes to 3 minutes 45 seconds on the pour over, then I would recommend you go to a finer grind the next time. All right, we finished our brew. We hit right at about 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And so here's to a great cup of coffee. Kalita Wave, it's a great way for pour over to make coffee. That's good. Hey Umble Nation, if you enjoyed this video, like our channel and subscribe to it, and just hit that notification button so you can be the first to know when anything comes out from us. If you need coffee, go in the description box below, and there's a link to umblecoffee.com. If you have questions, please comment on this and we will be happy to answer them. Peace out. See y'all. Bye.